Hello, you players. I'm the RJB0. Welcome to my third part of my Logical March 2013 ban list video series. I'm on the fence as to whether this is going to be the last one. I'm not entirely sure if I really want to make an actual ban list prediction video, since that would make all these discussions kind of moot. I might put it in the description of one of my videos, or maybe all of them. But for now, I don't know if I really want to make an entire video around it. So this particular video is going to be discussing some cards that I think should be discussed as to whether they are going to come back or not. I'm going to be kind of informal about this. I'm just going to go down the list on the Konami website, and I'm going to try and make this a little shorter than the other ones have been because they've been a little bit too long. So I'm going to start with Dark Magician of Chaos. Now, the big controversy around this one is between whether it's more broken than BLS because of, the fact that you can mill it into the graveyard and then Monster Reborn it and then get back the Monster Reborn or whatever, or whether it's less broken than BLS because Tribute Summoning is harder to do than Chaos Summoning. I think that one of the things that would make it really likely to come back is if Monster Reborn got banned. But short of that, I think it's kind of unlikely. I think that although it would generate revenue by making prophecies more broken, it is within the realm of possibility that it will make them too good, because you can basically get back any part of your arsenal with a prophecy deck using that card with the use of Spellbook of Life, and I think that that would just, be a little bit too good. I think that if they break it too much, then they're going to lose revenue because they'll lose out on Harpies and on Fire Fists and on Phantom Beastcraft. And so, although I think it is possible that it'll come back, I think that the likelihood is a little bit less than the next one I want to talk about. But first I want to just mention that a lot of people are also saying Magician of Faith might come back. And I think that's even less likely than Dark Magician of Chaos coming back, since it's splashable into any deck. So anyway, I want to move on to the next card that I think is actually highly likely to come back. It's Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. Now, Trish got banned because it had kind of bad rap with Plant Synchro. It was very easy to summon then with very little cost, if any at all, really. And it was a big plus, and it was a big... it was very good at turning games around at the time. Now, with the Plant Synchro engine kind of down the drain, and with Synchros not quite being a little less in favor, and tuners being used a little bit less, I think that it is conceivable that Trishula will not be as good as it used to be, since you have to pay 3 monsters to get it. It then turns out to be a 1-for-1 unless you already got one of those monsters for free, which you can get even more pluses off with a lot of Xyz. So I think as far as brokenness, Trishula is not as spectacular as it used to be. I also think that it will come back because of revenue. It hasn't gotten a reprint yet. At least it hasn't in the TCG, or at least it hasn't in the United States. And so there is revenue to be made off of it by producing a reprint that, might be a little bit hard to get, maybe in a gold series. So I think I would put it at about 60% chance that Trishula comes back. As far as all the banned spell and trap cards and the other banned monsters, I think that there are very good reasons why they're banned, and I don't think that any of them are going to come back. Moving on to limited monsters, the one I really want to talk about is Blackwing, Gale the Whirlwind. I don't think that Gale is nearly as good as it was when it got limited. Blackwings don't have Black Whirlwind. Well, they have one, but that isn't really enough to make Gale really spectacular. Gale's effect isn't as good as it used to be, although it makes Shura much more usable. I think that bringing Blackwing Gale back to 2 might make the sale of the level 5 Blackwing Synchro a little more feasible. And really, just there are so many outs to Gale right now that there is no good justification for keeping it at 1. Some people are talking about bringing back Dandy, some people talking about bringing back Lone Fire Blossom. I'd love to see Lone Fire Blossom come back, but I don't think it's likely. Some people are talking about Bestiari, but Gladiator Beasts are kind of the obligatory bad matchup for pretty much every deck in the game, and as a result, I think that it is unlikely that Konami will want to bring back Bestiari, which is probably the best card in the Glad Beast main deck, besides, of course, War Chariot, back up from 1. The final limited monster I want to talk about is Tsukuyomi. Right now it's at 1, and it's doing nothing. Nobody's using it. I think they could bring it back up to 2, and nobody would use it. I think bringing it back up to 3 is moving into a realm of uncertainty that I don't think Konami wants to go toward, since, well, we don't know what it would do at 3, and Konami's been known to make baby steps with cards like this, like Spirit Reaper got brought up kind of incrementally. They didn't bring it back to 3 immediately. The same was true of Marshmallow and of Swords, of Revealing Light. So I think Tsukuyomi to 2 makes a whole lot of sense and is highly likely. The rest of the cards, once again, I think there's a good reason why they are at 1, and unless I talked previously about banning them, I think that it is likely that the rest of them are going to stay in one place, or where they are right now. As far as semi-limited cards, there are a couple that other people are talking about, but the only one that I can really see moving up is Mirror Force, since people are mostly really just running it as a 1-of, even though it's already at 2. I think they can put it at 3, and people at the most would be using it at 2. There isn't a whole lot of revenue reason, but when they bring cards back from 2 to 3, it's usually just because they have no good reason to keep it at 2. So those are the cards that I think are going to come back from whatever state of limitedness they are in right now. If there's anything that you guys want me to discuss or think that I missed in this video or any of the previous videos, just let me know in the comments below. And I might make my ban list prediction video. I have a deck review coming up for you guys this week, but until those things come out, this is the RJV0 signing out. Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe. See you later, guys.